Hi guys. Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today on this live stream. So today we are going to have a look at week 6 of the Weight Watchers topic in 2024. But before we do that, if you are new to this channel, then it is great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Feel free to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And as soon as I upload a new video or do a live stream, you will be notified. Here on this channel, Time Out with Angela, we do all sorts of things. I share my weight loss and wellness journey. To date, I've lost 115 pounds, which is 8 stone 2 pounds. And I share a lot of tips and hacks around what has helped me on my journey to date. We do a little bit of cooking, we explore food ideas, I do shopping hauls, we do the Weight Watchers weekly topic because I am following the Weight Watchers plan. And we do lots of chit chat as well about the health, wellness, and weight loss journey. So if that's the sort of content that is of interest to you, then it would be great to have you as part of the community. I also have I'm on Facebook, so feel free to join my Facebook group, which is Time Out with Angela in brackets group. And I also have a page also called Time Out with Angela. And you'll also find me over on Instagram too, also at Time Out with Angela. So guys, let's dive into the weekly topic for week 6 from the Weight Watchers weekly technique. And this week it's all about eating the foods that we love. And we know that eating the foods that we love and creating a plan to incorporate them can really help us on the journey so that we don't feel deprived and that it becomes sustainable. So the technique, the 3 fast facts from the week tells us that when we enjoy what we eat, we are more likely to maintain a healthy eating pattern long term. And if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading my notes. And identifying why we enjoy certain foods helps them to understand why they work for us so that we can continue to lean in on them and also to identify new favorites. And creating a plan for how we're going to incorporate those foods that we love makes it more likely that we're going to follow through. So that's the 3 fast facts. But we were also asked to think about how often we mix up our food. How often do we change it? And we were encouraged to think about whether we change up our food weekly, monthly, maybe every season, or maybe it's something that we don't do. And I know for me, I like to change up my food on a fairly regular basis. I tend to batch cook. So if I get an ingredient, say that I've found reduced in the supermarket, then I will batch cook that and make that up. And I am very creative. I can follow recipes, but I do like to be intuitive and make things up as I go along. So I will take ingredients and I will be really creative with that. Usually I will make a couple of portions and then pop it in the fridge or the freezer. And then as and when I want something different, I've got a variety of meals to choose from. I will often get the sort of foods that's available in the supermarket that is on offer. And these days they tend, back in the day, we used to have seasonal foods. So, for example, strawberries used to be available just in the summer. Rhubarb was available at certain times a year. And the same with veggies, very seasonal. However, these days, we get food all year round. There's almost like I suppose it's because food is being imported from across the world. We now have food all year round. So the idea of foods coming in and being in season, and we're seeing less and less of that, less and less. So we're getting fruits, veggies, meats coming in from all over the world all year round. And even if things don't grow in this particular country, we can still get them. So the concept of it being seasonal is perhaps less popular, not unless of course you grow your own. And if you grow your own, then that's brilliant, because that means that you're going to get those seasonal fruits and veg. But I tend to like to mix my food up, buy what's available, what's going on offer or reduced, and then create my meals with that, and then have them batch cooked so I've got them on hand. But I also like to incorporate the foods that I absolutely love. So I love cheese. I really enjoy cheese, but I won't go for half fat or reduced fat, simply because I don't like the taste. I would much rather go for full fat brie, camembert, Stilton, cheddar. I'd much rather go for full fat and have a smaller portion, or have the portion that I want and lean on zero foods throughout the rest of the day, or build more in the week so that I can enjoy those foods. And I think this is where the Weight Watchers plan then becomes a real lifestyle, because a diet in my mind is having the foods that you think you should have, or the foods that you're not really enjoying but you think you should have that so that you can lose weight. And when I've tried that in the past, that's not been sustainable at all. And what tends to happen is I'll have those foods just for a couple of days, maybe a week or so, and then that's it. I've started to binge. And I remember back in the day when I was doing a liquid diet, and I would just have my liquid meals, and sure enough, I lost weight. But I was so hungry and so miserable, I ended up binging and putting all that food weight back on. And then those companies brought in some new thinking methods, where they said, you know, you could have 1 or 2 shakes and then eat a normal meal of low calorie. And I did that. And again, I was so miserable, restricting and eating, drinking those shakes and then eating just a really basic meal. I couldn't stick to it. So again, I did lose weight in the short term, but it all went back on. And that's why I love healthy eating plans, such as the Weight Watchers plan, that allows me to have the foods that I absolutely love. And I love things, as I mentioned, I love pizza. I love, I love cheese, but I also love pizzas. I love my Caribbean food. I love Indian food. I love steak and kidney pie and chips from the chippy. I love things like that. I also enjoy my crisps and sweet treats, but there's no restriction, absolutely no restriction. So I then lean in on those 0 pointed foods, using my rollovers, using the building up my activity, so I know that I've got that little leeway. So there's things that I do that I've learned on the Weight Watchers plan that I now incorporate in my daily life, that allows me to have those foods. And the other thing which I absolutely work by now is having foods in moderation. Hi Esther, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Is I have foods in moderation, and I practice mindful eating. So if it is, say, something like my steak and kidney pie, which I had a couple of days ago, I eat it really slowly and I savor it and I taste the food, I taste the flavor, and that helps me to slow down but really enjoy my food. And an observation that I made the other day, and I've been eating steak and kidney pie for years, absolute years, but the other day I had one and I ate it really slowly. And as I was eating it really slowly, I noticed something I'd never noticed before. And as I was holding a small amount in my mouth and tasting it, I could taste the flavors. And I noticed the pepper. I noticed it was peppered. I'd never ever noticed it before because I was always just gobbling it down. But I ate it slowly and tasted the flavor, noticed the flavor, and realized actually this is peppered. And then I thought, of course, you know, peppered steak and pepper, you know, goes really, really well. And I'd never noticed it. And that's one of the benefits that I get from eating really slowly and really mindfully, is not only do I get to enjoy the flavor, the taste and the texture of food, but then I really start to love it. I love it. And that's what the topic was all about, is about loving our food and building that in. I love that, Esther. That's why teeth are wonderful. Yeah, you taste your food. Yeah, it's so important to do that, to really taste our food, to really enjoy it, so that we really feel that connection with food, and it can start to build and heal relationships with food. So we have that better relationship with food. So that was the key thoughts of the topic in week 6. And we were asked to think about what are some foods that we absolutely love, that we're not going to get rid of, that is part of us, part of our lifestyle, part of our journey, foods that we and our family love. What are those foods and how can we build them in to our journey? And it could be absolutely anything. And then we were also asked to think about what are the foods that actually we want to dump. What are some foods that we want to get rid of? And maybe this is things that we think we should eat in order to lose weight, or maybe the foods that we're not really enjoying, but we eat it anyway. Maybe those are some foods that we need to just get rid of and create the room for more of the foods that we do enjoy. And then the third area was to think about some things that maybe we'd like to try. Maybe things we've seen advertised, maybe we've heard other people in the community talking about those kind of foods. Maybe we want to try them. And if so, how are we going to do that? When are we going to do that? And what are we going to eat those foods with? So lots of food for thought, pardon the pun. Lots of food for thought. So I've mentioned before, some of my favourite foods are things like cheeses and pizza. I do enjoy a few sweet treats, not too many, a few sweet treats. And I do enjoy, I've discovered kefir, and that was due to trying it because I was hearing so much about it in the health and well-being space. So I tried it, really, really enjoyed that. I love my Caribbean food. I love, you know, food with flavour and seasoning. I love that. That's never going to change for me. Things that I have tried that I think, no, not going to have that again, was I'm not a fan of low fat or low sugar products. So I have tried them. And there's some foods like Italy cheese. No, definitely not for me. Things like the skinny syrups and skinny bars, definitely not for me. But also foods with certain textures, things like okra, definitely not for me. It's also called ladies' green fingers, and it's used a lot in African and Caribbean and Indian cooking. No, definitely not for me. Things that I won't even try, that I'm not even going to try them, are things like oysters, things with a slimy texture, definitely not for me. Esther, you're saying there is a traditional Jewish food that cooks for 24 hours. I used to load up my plate. Now you fill half your plate with salad, so not so much stew. I love that. I love that. And that's the key. It's, if you love something, like you love your traditional Jewish foods, I love my Caribbean foods. And then it's then thinking, well, I'm still going to enjoy that, but let me just manage the portions. So I love that you load up your plate with the salad and then have half the plate of your traditional food. I love that. And Esther, you bake with the skinny syrups. Yeah, I hear you. And some people love those skinny syrups and those skinny products and skinny sauces. You know, go with what works for you. For me, definitely a no, definitely. But if that works for you, go for it. Nothing wrong in that. We're all just different. And having joined lots of different workshops last week and listening to this topic, it's amazing just how different everybody is. Some people love certain popular items, other people are like, no, never, not for me. So yeah, we're all different. Something that I do want to try though is kimchi and sauerkraut, and I was actually given a challenge to try it live here on the channel. So that's something I'm going to do for next week. It's going to get some kimchi and some sauerkraut and eat it live, and I'll let you know what I think of it. But yeah, it's finding those foods we love and building them in, even if it's high in points. And sometimes there is a thinking, a mindset within the weight loss community, both at Weight Watchers and elsewhere, that we've got to go for low pointed or low calorie foods to lose weight. Definitely not the case. And on my journey, personally, I find that low pointed products and foods, going for them deliberately doesn't work for me. So for example, going for the low fat cheese doesn't work for me. I just don't like it. I don't like it. So I'd rather go for a full fat cheese, which is higher in points, but manage that. That makes me food happy. I'm going to feel satisfied, but I'm also learning the skill of managing my food and building that healthy relationship with food. So Esther, sometimes a regular fat ice cream is more satisfying. Absolutely. So I was hearing a lot in the summer about Halo Top ice cream. And there was a lot of talk, people saying they really enjoyed it. It was low pointed. So when I saw it on offer, and it was ridiculously expensive, couldn't believe it. A tiny little tub was like a £5, but it was on offer in my local Tesco's. So I decided to give it a try. I would much rather the Haagen-Dazs or the full fat. I was just like, definitely not for me, definitely not. So that just went down the drain. It was no. But you know what? I was pleased that I tried it. So yeah, you know, find those foods that you love. And we're all going to be different. And some people will actually love low calorie or low pointed foods. And some of those foods will absolutely work for them. Go for it. But if those higher pointed or higher calorie foods work for you, then go for it. Just manage that portion, build it in, and build that relationship with that food. So guys, there we go. That was the topic for week 6 for Weight Watchers, the weekly technique. So yeah, I hope you found that of interest. So that's it for me, guys. I do like to do the weekly topic each week, usually on a Sunday from the week before. We're now, Weight Watchers is looking at week 7 from today, but I will do my review of week 7 in my own words next Sunday. So I'm always a week behind. So guys, I hope you found that of value. Hope you found it of interest. If so, then feel free to give this video a like, or this live stream a like. It really does help the channel if you could just give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and also if you could leave a comment in the main chat box, that really helps the channel out. And also, if you can share it, feel free to share this with other people who you might think it will be of value to. And also, if you're not subscribed, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. Thank you, Esther. I appreciate that. So, guys, that is it for me. What are you up to today? Well, I am off to get my hair sorted. I'm going to have my hair done. And then I'm back at work tonight. And in my day job, I am cooking. I am making pork with caramelized apples tonight. So yeah, if you feel free to come and join me, but also feel free to join me in my Facebook groups, Time Out with Angela in brackets group, and also in my new page, which is Time Out with Angela. And you'll also find me on Instagram as well as Time Out with Angela. Oh, Esther, I'm so pleased that you're feeling better and you've got out of bed. I'm so pleased, glad you're feeling better. Okay, guys, so that is it for me. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I probably won't be on today again because I'm getting my hair done, and then I've got work tonight, but I will be back. If I'm not on, if I do get a chance to jump on, I will, but if not, I will be back tomorrow, and we'll have a good old chit chat. Okay, whatever you're doing, have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.